Hey, Jesse.
I just want to say cheers, Lindsay.
Cheers.
We had a fabulous day.
We have.
Yeah.
Went to the beach.
We did. It was phenomenal.
Yes.
Do, 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 do.
Phenomenal.
Do, 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 do. And I'm drinking before you ask me.
What are you drinking?
I'm ahead of you a little bit there. It's a tropical Mai Tai by Clawtails.
By White Claw.
It's White Claw.
The White Claw, Clawtail, Mai Tai.
It's good.
Tropical Mai Tai.
It's tropical.
Yes.
And it makes me feel like I'm on vacation. And I don't have to mix shit. And it's good.
And I'm having a raspberry Vista Bay.
Raspberry.
So
So there should be like a whole ass hat that you can wear while you're drinking that. Like a raspberry
beret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are we drinking about, Lindsay? You're here.
Roll that
I'm
intro.
Here. I'm here. You're here. And we're here.
First of all, I want to say, okay, so last week's episode was LGBTQ, a happy Pride, and we're going to continue with that for the rest of this month.
And I just want to say happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
We rolling into this already. Happy fucking Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
It's still in my head all the time, this little jam right here.
Oh, really?
I love it. It's really cool, man.
You know what's in my head this week?
Tell me.
It's a TikTok soundbite, but it's that, what the hell? What the helly? What the helliante? That's just, it's in my head.
I haven't heard it.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to look it up real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, what the helliante on Talk Ticking? I haven't heard it. So, like, people are like, what the hell? She's checking it out. I want to know. I want to know right now. It's a choir. See, that's the kind of algorithms I want to be on. Like, I want those on my FYP. Hell yeah.
So that's been in my head all week.
Hell yeah. That's cool. Hell yeah. What the helliante?
What the helliante made you feel old this week?
Music.
Okay. Why music?
Well, when we listen to music, people are like, "Ooh, that's old music." And it's like, you keep sending me things, and then I see the dude walking around like he's walking around, he's going to different people and he's like selling cars or something. And he's like, "Hey, you know, what did Ace of Base?"
Oh, I introduced you to that.
Yeah, he's like, he was like, "So what did Ace of Base see?" Yeah.
And only like 5 of them. But even the old guys, some of them can't get it.
They couldn't
but
get
you
it.
know who always gets it? My 40-year-olds and little Kellum. He's the younger guy. He knows what's up.
So now we're following the same dude. I love that.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's so cool.
So
And
it's a car
he surprises
dealership in
people.
Canada.
He surprised people and they're like,
The one chick with the
jumping.
glasses, she like, every
throwing
time.
shit. Yeah, the whole
Yes.
time. He's like, hey.
Hollywood. So he goes around the car dealership that he works at and he asks everybody, or like he'll sing a lyric and see if they can sing it back or guess the song. And there's this one guy, Will, on there. I don't think he's listened to music ever in his life. Like,
Never
he gets
had,
nothing.
Never got it.
So now he has put like their score, like how many they've gotten. Yeah.
Well, I see the age on there.
Will
but
has like,
I'm like, if anybody's around like 35 to 45, they're pretty cool.
they
Like,
get
got
it.
going
Yeah,
on.
they get
Yeah.
it. Like Derek and Kelly, like I know them by heart.
Even
now.
the new shit, like he talking about
Yeah.
new songs and stuff, they still got it.
Yep.
So we still got it going on. You know?
Yes. What did Ace of Base say? And then I'm singing the whole song. I'm like, come to me, Polly. I'll do the whole song. I'll dance, everything.
Well, he walked up the other day. He's like, "Do
Yes.
Haas." And he stopped, and it was just like everybody's like,
What?
"What?" And then like a couple of dudes,
And
like
then
the
Mitch,
paint body
I think
guy.
it was at Mitch. He was like, "Du hast mich." I was
Yeah,
like,
that was the paint body guy. He's
Yes.
like, "Du hast mich."
Yes.
Du hast mich. Yeah, I was like, dude, this guy is cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I
start
love that.
following your shit more. I
Yes.
swear to God, on
I'm just gonna
TikTok.
share
Yeah.
everything that I share to you. Follow it,
I will.
and your algorithm will be in rhythm.
I hate my algorithm.
But so if you are new here, what we do is we have a couple of drinks and I share a true crime story with Jesse that for the most part, or for most of them, he doesn't really know anything about it.
I have a feeling like I need to get my seatbelt for this one.
You do. Well, I brought the tissue box.
You brought tissues for this one, Lindsay. Fuck you, Lindsay.
Rough. But this happened when you and I were in high school, and it has haunted me ever since.
So I need a string of pearls I can clutch the whole time on this one?
No, because a lot of the shit you're going to be like, yeah, that's how it was because of, but let me get to the story. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I do is I tell Jesse a story, a true crime story, that I've known about for a long time, done research on. And at the end of the episode, he plugs a band that he has sought out, got permission to play their music on our pod. And we tried to stick to up and coming artists that are underrated or things like that.
So three of our bands, one is global sensation right now. Aurora Wave.
Ride that wave.
Actus Reus is doing some really cool stuff.
Yes.
And Yosemite and Black is going to be doing some really cool stuff. They're playing like a pool party.
Barbecue.
It's like a barbecue with a pool. There's in Atlanta. So they're doing some cool stuff. So some of the bands we're finding, they're amazing. And any of the previous bands, hit us back up if you hear this and tell me what you got going on. We follow you. Every band that we ever feature on here, we follow them. And we want to share if you have anything really cool going on. And we actually did something really cool this week. I sent a package to somebody that we talked about.
Yes, Jenny Haynes.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yes, I can't wait for her to get teddy bear with our little logo on it.
Yeah, we sent her like a little cup and a teddy bear thing for just appreciation of her strength and everything that she had been through, and for us to have the opportunity to share her story. So that was really cool. So if you haven't heard the Jenny Haynes, check that episode out as well. And, support these people if they have other things, little side projects. I know
like Dawn Designs by
Turpin. And just check out their stuff, follow them and support them, and know that you've listened to their story and you're there for support. And that's the great thing. The world has really done some horrific things to them, and they want to exist and thrive in it. So that's where we're at.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really cool. She's like, yeah, she gave me her address. I'm like, holy shit, this is the first package I've ever sent to Australia. Isn't that cool? Damn, that was awesome, man.
It's very awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah.
Be some time before we get to that side of the world. But one day.
I'm kind of proud of that, Lindsay. I'm kind of proud of you telling me stories and then me actually talking to the physical person. And then they'd be like, you send me something about your podcast. That's really cool.
Because unfortunately, not everybody I talk about is a survivor, but I do like survival tales as well. Try to mix those in. And then there's always, even with the Gabby Petito story, like her family started the foundation. And that's where there's going to be one that we'll talk about today. So are you ready for me to get started? Because
I'm buckling my seatbelt. Here we go. Shit.
All right. Today, we're going to be talking about a young man named Matthew Shepard. So Matthew Wayne Shepard was born on December 1st, 1976 in Casper, Wyoming, to Judy and Dennis Shepard. And he had a little brother named Logan, who was born in 1981, the year of your birth.
Wow.
And they were very close. Matthew and Logan were like two peas in a pod.
They were like peas and carrots.
Yes. Judy attended an Episcopalian church. And she let her boys decide if they wanted to join her or not, which I thought was very cool.
Left it open. Yeah. That's good.
And Matthew would go with her a lot, but Logan would usually choose to stay home with Dennis, and they watched ball games, kind of a dude thing. But at the same time, now looking back, I'm like, I should just stay at home. Yeah. But I mean, sometimes, I had friends and things like that, but.
I don't know anything about Episcopalians.
No, I don't either. I don't know. I grew up Pentecostal, non-denominational type.
Southern Baptist, Free Will Baptist over here. But
So Judy would say that Dennis and Logan would join them sometimes, but mostly it was just her and Matthew. Like they would come like for holiday services and things like that. And Matthew was super friendly and got along with his classmates. And he was really small. So he would get teased quite a bit, but it didn't really, like, people still loved him. Like, he was a very well-liked kid. Judy says that Matt was born prematurely. He was due on Christmas, but he came on the 1st. So they had them a little baby. He had to stay in the hospital for a little while, catch up with his weight, but not too much. I mean, a month, or 25 days, that's not too bad prematurely. Like, for the most part, everything's developed. But he did continue to stay small throughout his life.
Right.
He was super creative, loved writing poetry and acting and playing dress up. And his favorite person to dress up as for Halloween and pretty much any day of the week was the legendary treasure Dolly Parton.
Dolly.
Matt loved him some Dolly.
And Dolly.
Yeah. Have got it going on.
Yeah, they still do.
They still do. Now, Judy said that she knew from a young age that Matt might be gay. So she kept it to herself, but she prepared herself for the day that Matt would come out. And Matt would go on to be elected as a peer counselor. He was voted friendliest kid in his high school class. And Matt was also really interested in politics, like at a young age. And he liked to read the newspaper. Like, that's so cute. I would beg my parents to buy the Sunday paper, but that was just for the comics.
Okay.
You remember on the Sunday paper?
You told me that when your dad was working, you would sit there and read the paper while he was out there busting ass in the heat and you were sitting in the truck.
Well, yeah, and when I would get done with that, I had brought a book.
That's
usually.
cute as fuck too, Lindsay.
Yes.
Little
I would
Lindsay.
eat all the little snacks, the little Debbie cakes that he would buy.
Cute little Lindsay.
I was such a little
cutie, dude. I look at your pictures. You're cutie.
I look like a little boy.
No, you were so cute. You were like the one that, like, even if you were my daughter, you're coming with me because you're cute as shit. I swear.
I apologize in advance, you guys. My allergies have been killing me for a month, and like they're extra bad this week, so I might be a little nasally. So Matt's goals were that he wanted to be famous and he wanted to be a diplomat for change. I mean, that's cool. I did not have goals like that in high school.
Those are big.
Yeah.
So, you got to have a
I didn't know what the
system
fuck I wanted to do with myself.
Well, it seems like so far, like he's had a support system to actually let him have those thoughts and the drive to actually do it,
And when Matt was in high school, I think his junior year, Dennis was hired as a supervisor for an oil company in Saudi Arabia called Saudi Aramco. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So the family moved to Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Yes. And now most kids would be like, oh my God, I got to move in high school. But Matt and Logan, like they
were excited about the adventure.
About it.
Yeah. Cool.
Now there wasn't any Americanized schools in that area, but there was one in Switzerland called the American School in Switzerland or TASIS. And it was a boarding school. So he would be living there. Judy said that there was a rough start in the beginning.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah. And like the boarding school, like encouraged them to like separate right away. But Matt knew that they were like in a hotel right across the street. So he would call them and cry. And Judy and Dennis were like, okay, the school says that we have to keep our distance. So you get used to this new environment.
And adapt.
And he ended up really thriving there. So
awesome.
It ended up being a great move, all of that.
That's really cool. Sounds like it's going to be an awesome story here.
While attending TASIS, Matt became a theater kid, and he also took German and Italian courses. Friends of Matt also knew that he was gay, but he wasn't quite out yet, so no one was really pressuring him to do so. He was just accepted. He had his group. He had his buds.
Sounds like he had it going on.
Thriving.
Really.
Yes.
Like he's thriving. Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
So TASIS would send kids out to different countries so they could get cultured, broaden their horizons, have cool experiences, that type of thing. Well, Matt and his friend group, they chose for their trip to be to Morocco.
That's cool.
The school wasn't really on board at first because of safety issues. And this was in 1995, by the way. And when Matt and his group were having a great time at first, but one night, Matt went out by himself for a walk, and unfortunately, he was robbed and raped by 6 men.
In Morocco.
In Morocco.
Damn, Lindsay.
And after this, Matt was never the same. He would have nightmares, panic attacks, and suffered tremendously from depression to the point of being hospitalized for it, along with suicidal ideation.
That is fucking horrific,
I know.
man.
Like,
God.
it's like, you know, he was just going out because his mom, Judy, explains it as he was restless. And I believe it was a lot of ADHD type things. And he just wanted to explore and he wanted to do things. He didn't want to sit still.
A brilliant, deep-minded human being.
And
then they're going to take that little part and fuck it all up.
Yeah.
Damn.
But Judy also says that they reported it right away, but they were scared because there was another case of that happening to somebody in that area. And the victim was persecuted for homosexuality. The victim was. Now, it wasn't a U.S. citizen. It was, a Moroccan citizen.
Right.
But I was just appalled. So Matt, he got through the rest of the high school year and he graduated, and then he decided to move to North Carolina and attend Catawba College. Yes, I think that's how you say it. Catawba. We're going to go with Catawba. Okay. So this was the year that he actually came out to his mother, but he wasn't quite ready to come out to his dad or Logan quite just yet.
Yeah, he was scared of rejection, disappointment, all that. God, that's really hard to hold on to when you have an inner turmoil going on.
It is.
And you're like, this is my sexuality. I want to be this person. And you're so scared.
And unfortunately, in the 90s, it was getting easier, but it was still taboo,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going to school with certain people that I knew were before they did.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back in history.
And I loved them just the same.
Yeah.
And, and I would never say, to their face or not even behind their back, not in a bad way. I just, in my mind, I would be like.
Unless they wanted to say it,
right.
You just wouldn't say it.
And then later on in life, when I would reconnect
them.
with that person, I would just be so happy for them that they had been able to come out and be true to themselves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in history, like I'm saying, like you go all the way back to like ancient Greece and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dudes, they did whatever they wanted.
They did whatever they wanted with whoever they wanted.
Love was love.
Yes.
Even like even some of the old cowboy movies and stuff. Love was love. Even I've even heard dudes talk about it in prison. Love is love.
Right.
Whatever. Dude, nobody judging shit. Just do your thing, and as long as it's consensual, everybody's just comes out happy in the end. There's nothing to explain when it comes to that to me.
Well, Judy, she, she'd been married to her husband for a long time, and she felt like, okay, I want to go ahead and tell Dennis. But she made sure she told him, say, hey, when Matt does finally feel comfortable coming out to you, make sure you say the right shit,
Right.
When he finally did come out to his dad and brother, they were very cool about it, and he became a lot more confident, and then he came out to his friends as well. So then he went to Denver for a year, and he had some issues with depression and irresponsibility. And his parents were like, hey, you got to get it together. We love you, but we're supporting you, and you've got to stay on track. So he then transferred to Laramie, Wyoming, where he attended the University of Wyoming as a first-year political science major, and he minored in languages.
Intelligent, brilliant, just excelling.
And oh my God, he was such a cutie.
I don't know anything.
I know. I'll show you pictures in a little bit. He really shined here. He created a mentoring program for new students, especially for LGBTQ students. Like, he wanted to make them feel welcome and comfortable with who they were. And he was chosen as the representative for the Wyoming Environmental Council. And he finally felt good and safe, and he was on his way to conquering demons. Or conquering his demons, not just demons. He wasn't out there becoming a demon slayer. Just personal.
It wasn't religious. It was just his inner self.
No, and you know what sucks is when he was in, I don't know if it was in North Carolina or Denver, he had actually went to an Episcopalian church there, and he wanted to talk to a guidance, I don't want to say guidance counselor, a person that he should have been able to open up to. And they just told him that he was a fucking sinner and, you know, just evil for being gay.
So he was genuinely coming to them about his life everlasting and what he believed in religion and got completely fucking shunned because he was trying to be honest with them and then have an understanding. I think since this guy, since he was a child, that's how God made him. Exactly.
Thank you for being on that.
There's no one to blame about that.
There's nobody to blame. Ugh, God, and that makes me.
Yeah.
That.
No, we're definitely on the same page when it comes to all that. You know, you can't help how you are.
Nope. And you don't need to help how you are. You just need to be able to be who you are.
Yeah, without having to explain shit to anybody. Yeah.
He became a part of an LGBTQ group. On October 6th, 1998, they were having a meeting to discuss an upcoming Gay Awareness Week. And they were planning like events and, you know, coordinating this whole thing for Gay Awareness Week. And everyone was getting ready to go home, but Matt wanted to have a drink at the Fireside Bar. He asked his friends to join, but they were like, not tonight, you know, we gotta get up early tomorrow, we gotta go to school. And they thought that he was going to go home too. But Matt didn't mind going out by himself, as he was always down for making new friends and really didn't meet a stranger. He was, you know, he was that guy.
He was outgoing.
Outgoing, yeah.
I feel like you're fixing to dump some shit on me right now.
I know. You see me over here.
Wow.
Okay.
I can tell by her body language over here. You fitting hang on, let me click my damn seatbelt back in. Son of a bitch, Lindsay.
So he goes to the bar around 9 and he orders a Heineken and chatted with the bartender for a little bit. The bartender had seen him come in a few times and was familiar with him. And around 10 p.m., these two meth head roofers came into the bar, and their names were Aaron McKinney and Russell Henderson. They buy a pitcher of beer with nickels and dimes.
Broken hearts and nickels.
I don't even want to associate these fuckers with that song.
Well, I know.
They paid for a pitcher of beer.
I feel like you're fitting to break my heart with nickels right now.
And dimes.
That's such a cool band we played.
So that's definitely, yes, they were. So this is, you know, that's a red flag right off the rip.
Right off the rip.
Now, Aaron, he was a troublemaking asshole, and Russell was kind of his lackey. He was the follower. Aaron had been in trouble most of his life and was actually waiting on sentencing from robbing a KFC when he was in that bar.
It's a fucking chicken? The fuck are you robbing the Colonel for, man?
$2,500.
Oh, fuck.
From KFC.
Well, we opened a KFC together, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they were supposed to, I mean, so he had to like rob them and get that safe open because there ain't that much money. There ain't that much money in the cash register. 200
years ago, me and Lindsay opened up a KFC together. Wasn't that cool? Why didn't we hook up then?
I don't know.
And then that was like a 15-year.
Because I was a cashier drive-through girl and you were the fryer. I was
in the back. I was flipping chicken. That's some crazy shit.
It is.
When you
we
look
worked
back.
At the same place.
You know when I found out?
And we went to school together.
Yeah. And my coworker, we had worked together doing electrical work 25 years ago. And then you and I worked together 27 years ago, Lindsay. What made you feel old now, Lindsay? What made you feel the fuck old right now?
That right there, because you never asked me.
Well, I'm putting numbers on that shit now. That's keep on going. I'm sorry. I feel like you're fixing to drop the bomb here. Wee.
Well, Aaron, he was also openly homophobic and very racist. But on this night, he decided with his buddy Russell that they would pretend to be gay and get Matt to leave with them and rob him. Unfortunately, this despicable plan worked. So Matt leaves with these two assholes who neither one had a driver's license, by the way, because of DUIs. But of course, Matt didn't know that. And after being in the truck for a little bit, Aaron turns to Matt and says, "Guess what? We're not gay and you're getting jacked."
Again.
And starts hitting Matt with the end of a .357 Magnum revolver over and over to get his wallet. And Matt was like, here, you can have my wallet. Like, it wasn't hard. Like, Matt was just like, here. But Aaron keeps pistol whipping him over and over.
Lindsay.
Aaron and Russell then pull off to a secluded area near a fence. And
Lindsay.
And drag Matt out of the truck. And Matt, he's fighting back. And he's fighting back. And he's trying to run. And they catch him and they drag him back. And Aaron then tells Russell to grab some rope to tie Matt to the fence. And then they do that. And they tie his hands behind his back. And then Aaron continues to pistol whip him. And he stole his shoes. And then they left him tied to that fence in freezing temperatures. And then these two fuckers head back to town, pick a fight with two Mexican Americans named Emiliano Morales and Jeremy Herrera, which resulted in head wounds for both of them.
You can't do this to me.
So they do this to Matt. Then they leave Matt, okay? They go pick a fight, like, immediately afterwards. And those guys kick their ass. So now, 18 hours later, on October 7th, a boy named Aaron Kreifels, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, who was a 19-year-old student, was riding his mountain bike. He was a cyclist, like he did this every day. And he was riding on what was then called Pilot Peak Road and Snowy View Roads. And he hit something and it made him fly over the handlebars of his bike. And when he gets back up, he notices what he thought was a scarecrow on a fence.
Lindsay.
He thought it was a Halloween decoration because we are in October here. So he takes a closer look and he sees that the scarecrow is covered in blood and breathing, but barely.
Oh my God.
So he's like, oh shit, this is a person. So he gets on his bike and he goes to the nearest residence to call for help. This one's hard for me to get through. I'm so sorry. Officer Reggie Flutie was the first on the scene, and she couldn't drive all the way to where Matt was because of rough terrain. So she had to get out and run. I don't want to say walk. She ran on foot. And to really picture how small Matt was, she thought he was a 12-year-old boy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. He was covered in so much blood that the only thing you could see other than the blood were his tears had washed away some of the blood. He had like tear trails down his eyes. You cannot
dump this shit on me.
Oh, it's gonna get worse.
I swear to God. See, you cannot. This is just. Oh my God, Lindsay.
This is the roughest one. I would get this one off my chest this month because I've known about this for a very long time, and I think about, and I've heard a few other podcasters cover it.
Just left him out there. Just
left him out there.
Himself and existing.
And Reggie says, I just read the next sentence, so I'm already like teary-eyed.
No.
Reggie says in the documentary, Matt Shepard is a friend of mine, that there had been a doe laying near him. And when she got there, the doe watched her for a minute and then slowly got up and trotted away.
So you mean to tell me?
Not shot off. That deer had been with him for who knows how long.
Who controls animals like that?
Right.
Who, in your mind, Lindsay, who controls animals like that? What do animals do? They exist.
Exactly.
And do exactly what God intended for them to do. And then he felt like he was he's been completely rejected by God. And then ungodly things happen to him. So demons are fucking real, Lindsay.
I know.
That's how they are to me.
They are.
And they can be everywhere.
Demons are humans.
Yeah.
Sure. They're not. I mean, there might be some in the spirit world.
They're clouding up.
I'm dying. This is going to get, this has been rough. I have been crying. I was yesterday when I was getting my toes painted and I took the tablet with me so I can type some out. I was crying while I was typing this shit out.
We are a rainstorm right now. Like we are. Like I feel like storming just and I'm not enraged right now at the moment, but I'm completely fucking just puddled on this one.
So Reggie, she was waiting for backup and trying to do what she could to help Matt. She let him know that he was not alone, that she was there to help him, and more help was on the way. Then Sheriff Dave O'Malley arrived, and he said that there was blood spatter at a 50-foot radius.
Where they just continuously
hit him.
Over.
There was drag marks everywhere.
With a hunk of steel and wood, just...
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I know. I looked it up. Yeah. And I remember my teacher and when I was in 10th grade when this happened, I was in world history class, and my teacher, she was telling us this story, and she was crying. So the whole class was crying.
So this goes all the way back for you. That story has been her described, because she printed the story out from the computer and read it to us, what they had at that time. And I remember just like, she went into detail. She was so angry. She was so angry about it all. And just, I remember her passion while she was telling us this story. And I just pictured this small young man just being beat up. And then tied up and then beat more.
Yeah. So there was, like I said, there was drag marks everywhere. And Officer O'Malley said that this would be the worst crime scene in his career thus far that he had seen.
Wow.
And because, I mean, like in the documentary, they say that like the whole state of Wyoming is a sleepy town, so it's not...
Kind of chill.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Yeah.
Shit like that ain't happening. Shit.
I mean, other than death, I mean, what he was probably wishing for that at this point. I mean, getting beat that bad. God.
So they get Matt to the hospital, and guess who's like 4 doors down due to a hairline fracture?
Because he got
Aaron
his ass
McKinney.
beat.
Yes. From that fight that he picked right after pistol whipping Matt and tying him to a goddamn fence.
Right there. Right fucking next door.
Yeah. Police do question Aaron right away, and we're like, I know you got hit in the head, but you got a lot of blood on you, buddy. Why is that? And those details are hazy of how he got out of the hospital without being... Okay. So while Aaron was in the hospital, Russell goes back home to where they had left their girlfriends, Chastity Pasley and Kristen Price. And also Aaron McKinney, he's got a baby son. And Russell tells them that they did something terrible. Then Aaron gets there too, and they tell the girls that they need alibis. So they discuss the story that they were going to tell. And they told these girls that they were pretty sure they had killed an FAG.
Really?
Yeah. They told their girlfriends that.
What makes you like, no amount of alcohol, you're going to rank out somebody?
He had a pitcher of beer. Now, he might have been on meth.
He had to, might have been jacked up or something. But what amount of alcohol?
I listened.
What the fuck?
I read.
What do you get out of that?
Or I listened to, I don't remember if it was on a podcast or in Judy Shepard's book, but somebody said that they deep dove into the effects of meth, and it's not as violent as this. It's not.
He was acting like he had something to prove.
Right.
Like this was a joke to him.
So they helped Russell and Aaron, the girlfriends, they helped them get rid of the bloody clothes. And the story was that they were home all night watching movies. But how can that fly when both of them were caught by police in a fight and one was in the hospital?
Right.
How is that alibi going to fly?
And all that was written down. So here we go.
Right.
We got some shit to ride on here. I want to ride this. Here we go.
Now, Aaron would say he told the girls that he beat Matt up because Matt had come on to him. And he was teaching Matt a lesson not to come on to straight people. Motherfucker, you pretended to be gay so that you could rob him.
Yeah. The fuck yeah.
Make it make sense.
All the fucking yes.
So if he had come on to you, it was because he thought you were down.
And he wanted to ride out with him and hang out with him.
Oh, and they hit.
No matter what the outcome, he was wanting to hang out with him because they told him
they were gay.
Something else.
Right.
What the fuck, dude? You're going to make me fucking mad right now.
Oh, yeah. So, and they hit Matt's wallet in a dirty diaper.
They hid it.
They hid. That's some white trash ass shit.
Ain't nobody
right there.
can look right in here, man.
Oh, well, they found it. So
little poo-poo Doug, some poo-poo huggies over here. What the fuck, man?
Now, Matt Shepard, who had endured 18 blows to his head and face with the butt of a revolver and had 4 skull fractures.
God.
His ear had been crushed into his skull, which damaged his brain stem. So yes, when he was found, he was breathing, but he was very much in a coma.
Whoa.
So
God,
his parents, they're all the way in Saudi Arabia, right? And they were contacted by the hospital at 5 a.m. And Judy was like, she thought it was Matt calling her because
it's United States, right?
Even though she said, even though he knew the time difference, he didn't care. He would just call him, you know. It's his parents. They're all the way in Saudi Arabia and he's in America. Right. But it was the hospital. And the hospital let them know that their son, like, vaguely told them that he had been severely injured. So they're thinking a car accident, something like that. So they frantically pack and they make their journey back to Wyoming, which would take them around 50 hours.
Really?
Imagine your thought process.
Well, unplanned travel, yeah.
Well,
and
first of all,
50 hours of you just completely not really knowing
what's happening.
Imagine our child, Lindsay, I got to come back at you right now.
I don't want to imagine.
50 hours away from something tragic and our child. I'm trying to come back. I'm trying to come back at you.
I'm already.
This is horrific, dude. We're puddling. Oh my God.
And they were told on the phone that Matt may not make it through the night.
Wow.
So, like I said, they assumed that it was from a car accident, but not that he had been a victim of a hate crime. So they finally make it to the hospital and find out the whole story. They go in to see Matt and he is just unrecognizable. I mean, everything is demolished.
Just beat up. God.
They are told.
Cannot imagine.
They are told that he is brain dead. And they had to make a decision to take him off life support. But they can't do it right away. They wanted to make sure that they let as many people as they could come to say goodbye. And by this time, the story is everywhere. It's all over the media. Like Judy says that while they were in like a layover, they heard this story on the news before she had even got to her son. Yeah. So Russell and Aaron get picked up for questioning. And Aaron, he basically admits what he did because he honestly didn't think he was going to get in trouble for beating up a gay guy.
Really?
He didn't think he was going to get in trouble for that. He thought that it was just going to be
like you had fucking done somebody some fucking justice or something? Like you had done something cool? What the fuck,
Now,
dude?
he did say that Russell never hit Matt, but that he giggled when the attack was happening. And Aaron said what happened was he blacked out from anger over being come onto, and it was just a robbery gone bad for which they only got $20. $20.
Lindsay.
Matt's friends and family felt that this was going to be covered up, and they were not going to let that happen. Matt's guidance counselor called all the surrounding areas, all the media, to let them know that this needed to be reported as a hate crime, not a robbery gone bad. Full on. And his name was Walt, and he was actually the first person that Matt had come out to. And he was also gay, so he helped Matt get the courage to come out to his friends and family as he had had the same struggles. While Matt was still on life support, his father drove 4 hours to Casper to see if he could find Matt's favorite stuffed animal from when he was a kid, which was a bunny named Oscar. But he couldn't find it. But he did later on, but it was not in that spot. And I think it was in a storage unit that they had. But he did find other things. He felt that if he brought those things to Matt, he would wake up.
I feel like you're abusing me right now, Lindsay, with this story.
I'm abusing myself. So nothing is improving with Matt. And they really don't want to pull the plug. It's just that's got to be the worst decision for a family.
If you ever show up to another podcast with a box of fucking tissues again, I swear to God, I'm leaving, dude. This is raw, dude.
So they asked Walt to please tell Matt that it was okay to let go. So he did. And within that same 24-hour period, at 12:53 a.m. on October 12th, Matt passed away without being unplugged. Ugh, hold on. Just a minute. Oh.
Lindsay.
So
this has got to be the worst damn thing you've ever thrown at me.
I know.
You know how many times I've said that already on this podcast that you've done here?
His funeral services were held October 18th, 1998. And it was so huge that neighboring churches also had to open their doors for people who wanted to show their respect. And it was broadcast on a local radio station. Judy said that that's who she felt like deserved to broadcast it because CNN had wanted to cover it, but the family declined that offer. I really, really, really want you guys to read or listen to the audiobook by Judy Shepard. It's called The Meaning of Matthew, and it is narrated by her on the audiobook. So that was even more personal for me to listen to. It's about 5 hours on audiobook. And it is on, I listened to it on Spotify, so it's probably on all the platforms.
I'm verklempt right now.
I know.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm
verklempt. And it really gives you a visual of what the family went through at this time. She explains everything that they went through from the time that they left Saudi Arabia to, she explains everything all the way up to everything, but
such a long time just to get there and then just find out all this is really true. It's like it's not really happening, but you're getting it while you're on your way.
Right.
Oh my God, Lindsay, your own child is a beautiful human being that had so much to give.
Such a beautiful human being.
Some shitty ass people that had so much to take away.
There was, so this was October 18th, and there was a snowstorm that happened. Judy says that it started out with rain, then it came to sleet, and then it went to snow. And people who attended outside still stood there.
There you go.
For his services.
There you go. The beautiful ass human being that had nothing to give but greatness to the world, and it just stripped away. And you have literally fucking puddled me over here, Lindsay. We're a mess.
Are you ready to get mad?
It's get worse. You're getting
ready
worse.
To get mad? Guess who shows up? Guess who shows up
to this leg wrestle you. Don't you drop this shit on me right now. Don't you do it.
Funeral.
Don't you fucking.
The Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, the ones that said that you were shunned because of your
let me
selfness, your human being ass.
So
being
I
human.
Don't have words. I don't even want to say for the hate that I have for them because that's what they like, for the disdain that I have for this organization. They are a hate group, a foul, horrific hate group. Listeners, if you are not familiar with the Westboro Baptist Church, it is a hate cult founded by Fred Phelps in 1955, located in Topeka, Kansas, and they hate the LGBTQ community.
Oh, fuck.
They hate the Jews. They hate Muslims, and they hate other Christian denominations. They even show up to soldiers' funerals and picket, saying God hates dead soldiers. And they definitely picket concerts. We've watched that.
Oh,
remember? We watched Dave Grohl go by when they were...
He was acting like he was out there with them.
Yes.
He's like... But by the way, so this wasn't the ones he was trying to confide in and do his own little thing. And it wasn't the same church he went to begin with, and they were like, "No, you're a sinner. This is a whole different ass church.
This is the Westboro. This is the Westboro Baptist Church, the one that shows up
with all their
with signs that says they showed up. They showed up to Matthew's funeral with signs that said, "God hates FAGs."
Wow.
They had one with a picture of Matt saying, "Matt is in hell." And they were holding up signs with stick figures having anal sex, saying that anal sex equals death. And they had children holding these signs up.
Then why did God send an animal over there to lay next to him?
Exactly. This was at a funeral.
Right. You can't let that shit just fucking play out. It's just so horrific to begin with.
Judy
you want to add your
says-
shit with it to begin with. In the name of Jesus.
Oh yeah, they are. If they're, I mean, whatever, they're evil.
Fucking on
They're
edge,
evil.
dude. Like, I want to get up right now and do some karate kicks right now, dude. I want to do like a backflip right now, just like.
Now, Judy says in her book that it took her and her husband a lot of restraint to not fight these fuckers.
Yeah.
But she knew they get their funding from winning lawsuits against people who they provoke and strike them.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. I hate them so much.
Negative,
So-
charismatic bullshit.
People outside held hands, friends, family, and strangers. They held hands to block them, and they sang Amazing Grace.
Right in front of them.
Right
Here
in
you
front of
go.
them.
Welcome back.
So there were several memorial services that were held.
Lindsay, they sang that song on the Trail of Tears while they were going through all that shit. I'm bringing in some Native American stories right here. Can you believe that? While they were getting stripped away from their land, the Native Americans were singing that song. So that's a godly, powerful song, like real God shit.
Yes.
Like real spiritual shit.
Right. But that's what gets me is like, this is a church that is over here spewing hate against these people who are peacefully holding hands and singing Amazing Grace.
Right.
How the fuck do you justify that?
No, all you can do in any religion is just tell them that this is my religion and you're allowed to have your own choice, but I believe in this and let it be. That's it.
Right. Now, there were several more memorial services held as well, and protesters showed up to all of them. But they got through it.
I would hit them
So then it
bitches
was
upside
time-
the head with a flip-flop every chance I got.
Well, that's how they get their funding. They would sue you.
Well, they would have, I would wear 10,000 flip-flops. They could sue me 10,000 times. They got all the flip-flops.
So Aaron McKinney goes to court first, and his trial lasted from October 25th to November 4th in 1999. He was charged with aggravated battery, kidnapping, and first-degree murder. Prosecution wanted death. But Judy and Dennis, they actually petitioned for life.
Just let him live it out.
And the defense tried to use the gay panic defense, which is a real thing. This excuses assault or murder when the defendant claims
The
that
fuck
the
is this a real thing? Don't be, no.
Let me tell you.
Oh, no. I don't.
This excuses assault or murder when the defendant claims that the victim's sexual orientation or gender identity causes them to lose control and commit a violent act. This defense has since been banned in several states, not all of them. Luckily, the judge did not go for it, and Aaron received 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, and Russell Henderson also received 2 life sentences. Chastity Paisley and Kristen Price were both charged with accessories after the fact. I think their shit ended up getting reduced down to a misdemeanor. But
What?
Russell Henderson and Aaron, they're in jail. They're in prison.
Oh, they stay there.
Judy and Dennis formed the Matthew Shepard Foundation and are still, to this day, advocates for gay rights. There was a group that was formed called Angel Action around the time of the trials of Aaron and Russell, and they would dress as angels and hold hands to block protesters. They made like angel wings out of like foil and pipe, you know, the things that we did in arts and crafts and shit. And it's just it's
Pipe
precious.
cleaners and foil.
Pipe cleaners.
Yeah.
There we go. Pipe cleaners and foils and huge angel wings. And that group is still effective
It's a
today.
fucking shame that they had to tie religion into all of this. It's just a fucking hate crime.
Well, an angel is an angel. It doesn't have to be religious.
Or have a sexual preference.
Right.
Because we were born off of 2 people, according to that religion. I'm just going to be quiet after that.
So, Tori Amos, she dedicated her song Merman to Matthew in her tour the year after Matthew's murder.
Okay.
Melissa Etheridge's song Scarecrow was released in 1999
No
in Matthew's
way.
memory. This one's going to really get you.
I'll do another one.
and Trivium released their song And Sadness Will Sear in 2006, which is a tribute to Matthew Shepard.
I love me some trivia.
I know you do. We just bought tickets to their show today on the way home.
What? Lindsay?
Yes. I've already talked about that, but...
Well, thank you for the awareness. I mean, thank you for sharing that. Why the fuck is religion tied into human
the gay panic defense
existence?
The gay panic defense? You've got to be fucking
Lindsay,
kidding me.
You hit me with a fucking Twinkie defense last week.
I know.
You mean a Twinkie defense? Gay panic defense? What the fuck defenses can they come up with?
To me, I would laugh at both of those defenses.
Fucking lawyers are so
hard.
trying to manipulate the system.
I mean, I actually understand the Twinkie defense more than I do the gay panic defense, because junk food and sugar, overabundance of it, can fuck with your brain.
I think I need to keep a log of the fucking defenses that we hear here, over here.
But that makes more sense. But you're okay. So if you are a person who is deeply, what's the word? I'm not offended. If it bothers you so much about another person's way of life, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You need to turn your camera around or look in a mirror, whatever you want to do, and look at yourself and say, hey, what the fuck is wrong with me that I care so much about what they're doing over there?
99% of it is not projected onto you.
Right.
Now, if it's projected onto you, whatever it is, whatever it
may be, that's a different story.
You have a right to defend yourself.
Right.
But what the fuck is just pure ass fucking existing?
These fuckers pretended to be gay to rob Matt because they seen that he was well dressed and a well kept boy, young man.
Looked
he was
like
21,
a little child,
and he was so small. Oh my god, he was.
Lindsay fucked around and showed me a picture.
5'2".
And I'm just completely horrified.
He was 5'2". That's an inch shorter than me and 110 pounds.
Little feller.
Our 11-year-old child is bigger than that.
Him, yeah. What the fuck? Oh, I can whoop his ass.
I really hope, Aaron
man.
McKinney and Russell Henderson, that made you feel good. That made you feel like a man. To go out and to pretend that you were gay to rob somebody. And then if that person did come on to you, they had all the justification to, because you told them you were down.
Yeah, I mean, as far as their existence goes, hopefully it just weighs on them completely the whole time. That part, get in their head is as bad as they fucked up Matt's head.
There is a speech or a victim impact statement that Dennis says during the sentencing, and I was going to read that, but I can't get through it. Like I said, please listen to or read Judy's book, The Meaning of Matthew. Dennis does read his victim impact statement at the end. And there is the documentary, Matt Shepard is a friend of mine. Please watch that. This never needs to be forgotten. No. Ever. No. And I'm going to look up and see if the Matt Shepard Foundation takes donations. I want to donate something because I want that to keep going. Nobody should ever be treated that way for who they are. No. Ever.
No. Especially if you're just hanging out and just doing your own thing.
He was just hanging out at a bar that he always went to, drinking a Heine.
Completely
not doing anything. These fuckers
reason.
Approached him to take something from him, and he got murdered for it.
Yeah, and you kind of killing me softly. Over
I know.
Here.
I'm still.
You
just,
really are. Damn.
So that concludes our story of Matt Shepard, but that does not conclude the legacy and the impact that what happened to him has had on this world and on the LGBTQ community.
Could have brought so much more to the world.
Oh, yeah.
Just a young child. Absolutely. Coming into his own.
But his family is fighting the fight for him. I mean, that just makes me happy inside, you know?
How in the hell do I do this?
Do not applaud me.
I don't know how to do it, but
don't applaud me.
You did a great story, Lindsay. How do you do this? Well, I mean, this is a thing that I've been doing on every podcast. What I'm applauding now is the awareness.
What awareness?
That we're sharing.
Yes.
I'm not applauding anything about the horrific ass shit that happened.
No.
I'm applauding the awareness that we can spread toward people just being open-minded and let people be people. We're just human beings, dude.
This one was hard for me. I thought maybe I had cried enough through the week that it wouldn't happen.
They're puddling, and when you do that, and I look over at you, and,
and you look at me.
Oh my God.
And I look at him.
And then
he looks at me.
You're killing me. Softly with your...
All right, Jesse. What band are you going to plug
I'm allowed
for
to
us
play
today?
music. I am allowed to play music.
You are.
This is like the light part of it. I mean, I don't... the song's called A Disappointment. And this was a disappointment of humanity. Mm-hmm. So...
Not Matthew.
But, hey, band's Irish Sunglasses.
Irish Sunglasses.
You know this shit's
like
going to be
that.
fire, dude. You know it's going to be fire. So I want you guys to check out Irish Sunglasses. This song's called Disappointment. So I'm going to fire this thing off. You guys ready?
Y'all.
Holy shit, Lindsay. That
was some good
punk. I love it.
From Wisconsin.
Love it.
Yes.
Dude.
Wisconsin.
Check them out.
Absolutely.
Irish Sunglasses. And that was more than everything I could imagine just from the name. And it was just even more. It was like, yes, 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 yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Really cool.
Very cool.
Check them out.
Check them out. I was over here bopping and trying to find them on Instagram so we can see where they were from and so we can follow them.
Stuff
yes,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, I find so many cool bands out there, and I just love it. I love it. This is what I thrive to do. It's just like a reset of everything. You know, you can mess me up over here with your stories, and then I get a cool band.
Yeah, this one was rough.
It was
that
rough.
one was rough.
Very, very rough. You really, damn, Lindsay.
I know. So we're gonna have one more LGBTQ story for Pride Month. And then July is going to be all about Jonestown.
We're going to Jonestown in July?
Jonestown in July.
I might know some shit about that one, Lindsay.
I know.
We're going against the grain over here.
Yes.
But holy shit, I bet you're going to flip me so much. Don't tell me.
A lot of the details.
Don't tell me.
I do. It's gonna be 3 or 4 parts. So
okay.
It's a lot.
So we're going to Jonestown in July.
Jonestown in July.
But next week is going to be another
one more
up story about something that ties into the month Pride stuff. You really fucking me up over here, man.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Jonestown's going to fuck me up too. God.
I brought you awareness. Did I not? We found another foundation.
It's a constant.
We found another foundation that we can plug in our show notes.
Yeah. And don't forget the one I always put in our show notes as well.
Absolutely. The West Memphis 3.
So, yeah.
That's going to be a constant plug until we get some justice.
Up to our ability, we're always going to support everybody. I mean, we're just 2 people. And we're going to do the best we can. Yes. And we're going to share and support everything that we can. And you can share and support us by following, liking, sharing.
If you guys give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you listen to us on, that helps us get into the algorithm.
Oh, Lindsay's going for the algorithm.
I'm going for the algorithm. Yeah. And of course, follow us, like, share. We know you guys are out there listening.
Oh, yeah.
Support us by just giving the little clicks, the little likes.
And we haven't broke 100 on our Corpsewood Manor, our first one, dude. Check out Corpsewood Manor if you hear this.
Yes. I've been sharing all of our episodes on my personal social, which is Lindsay Stambaugh on Facebook. If you want to follow me, you can.
Isn't that crazy? You
follow Jesse.
Everybody
on
that
Facebook
does content and things like that, and they're like, "I'm looking for my 5 million subscriber, my whatever." We're just looking for 100 on our first episode.
We don't want a lot.
DrinkaboutSomething.site.
Yes. We put a lot into this, and we just want to make it worth it, you know? So help us get into that algorithm. We love you guys.
Well, the worth it is, I see it. We see it every week. We really do. Thank you so much, everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And I mean, just, getting...
Thank you to everyone that's ever listened to Lindsay's voice. Don't worry about mine. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say thank you. And I also wanted to say thank you.
and we want to say again, thank you to Jenny Hayes for conversing with us. Haynes. Yeah. I don't know why I want to say Hayes. Haynes.
Yeah.
We love you so much. And we hope we want to send you all the positive vibes and happiness for the rest of your life.
Center care package. And there was a contest that I did on one of my previous podcasts. Remember that? Said that I was going to send somebody some merch if they figured out my little joke in one of our podcasts. So if you find that joke and you find that I had said that, hit me up and I will send you something.
Hit us up.
I will send you something.
You don't even remember what episode it was?
I don't.
But we got a little merch store at drinkaboutSomething.site.
A Spreadshirt. So, but yeah, if you go to drinkaboutSomething.site, it'll take you to a link at Spreadshirt and you can buy whatever you like. Some cool shit. And I've sent some stuff out to some people. Some people have bought some stuff. We got merch. We got cool stuff. Just follow us and have fun.
We love you.
And let us know that you're having a good time listening, you know?
We're enjoying putting this information out.
Yeah.
Which a lot of it is already out there, but I enjoy personally hearing different opinions and views on certain cases.
You got me constantly coming up with cool stuff that nobody's done before as well. You know, two blocks away from us, you know?
I know.
Things like that. Guess who else just hit me
Unfortunately, we live in a good old boy town, so information on our cases in this town are hard to find.
Yeah, Miss Becky Sandoz from Sister Sandoz. Remember that band?
Yeah.
She just sent me some stuff and said, I got everything ready, dude. We need to do a pod on this stuff that happened in Georgia.
Yes. Okay.
I got to get back with her, and we're going to try to figure all the logistics out on that. So that might be happening. And then we got our 50th episode with somebody that traveled around and been in some famous bands and stuff like that. And then we got some Native American stuff coming up in November. So stay tuned, right?
Yes. We hope you keep listening.
Yeah.
For sure.
A celebrity, like Native American celebrity.
We're begging you.
He's done music for like movies and all kind of cool stuff. So
there's
awesome. Some cool stuff.
I'm excited for that.
Really cool stuff. Yeah, Al Santos.
So stick with us, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to keep on getting better.
Yeah, and we will see you guys next Friday.
Yes, we love you so much. Bye.